There was a time I used to wear my school uniform to church, and one day we're ironing it, it burnt the whole butt area. I said, hey! Everybody who knew me then knew pins, keys, padlocks, bolts, even bolts on the doors. I put them for jeans. They will lock the toilets. I have to do my business outside. I have to drop it in a nylon and throw it into the next building. Until that next building became a church and they throw it back. This is the first thing that draws me to anyone's house.
Really?
My nose. I love it. Good things.
I didn't know that I had incense. You like to arrange with
I love incense,
oh my
diffusers,
I'm going to burn some for you. I'm definitely going to burn some for you. How are you doing?
I'm sorry, I cut your plants. No vex. I just cut small. Just small.
Come
this way. Oh,
yes,
the green couch.
The green
There's
couch.
green on my outfit.
We have red on
my head
your
is
outfits.
long. I love.
Before I even say, what do you want? Juice?
Where I started, sorry.
No,
permission to throw myself in.
Okay. You can
so
sit.
You know when you go to someone's house, when you do this, this is a quick guide to say, I'm going soon.
Yes.
Hurry up.
Well, I don't need you to sit like this because I need you to be comfortable.
Yes.
Because you're going to be here a while.
Hey! Yes. Throw yourself inside. Wait.
What do you want to drink? Water, juice?
This is your house.
Anything
you call the shots. I am not a guest.
I got you.
I am not an invader.
I got you, boo.
And I'm not a spiritual witch. Give me something.
I got you. Woo. Really, how have you been?
I'm good. Please, I want to fast forward you, so you have to hurry up and come back and bring. So you're on fast forward.
Fast forward me.
I'm thirsty. I need to lubricate my throat.
Okay. It's coming.
Okay, let me now do slow motion. Woo. Who they wear cooler, they come to the house like this.
I hope this is nice for you. And you know me, I'll treat you to nice stuff.
This was fast though, very fast.
You know you put me on fast forward before you put me on pause.
Away. This is what you call sugary.
Really is trying to get me to cut sugar, guys.
No, but that's who you are.
Yeah.
You're on a sugar rush. Okay, so let's quickly. No, I took a sip, but
we gotta do this.
Okay. Cheers to multiple orgasms.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that was what you're gonna say, but cheers to that too. Oh my God, really? I want to understand you, so I don't even think you're ready for me right now.
Please tell me. You can understand, you can try. I'm an open book.
I really want to understand you, so I need you to sort of take me back to the very beginning, to how you grew up, to how your household was growing up. To the experiences that sort of shaped Relay to who Relay is right now. Let's go back. Because that's the only way I think I'll be able to fully understand you. And I want...
That's $1 million question rolled into one. Well, I'll just try and make it as relatable as possible.
Yes, please.
I was not born... Okay, so you know that era where you're born out of Nigeria, everyone in the family, the extended family members are, envious. Not so envious, but they just admire the fact that, oh my goodness, this family is out of Nigeria. They're coming to Nigeria soon. And then, finish now, enter the ministry. Anyway, we come to Nigeria, and then the whole family is excited. Extended family members, Alaba and his kids are here, Alaba, his wife and because that's my dad's name. My dad is like one of those twins. Taiwo Kende Idowu Alaba, he's the last in the chain. Then it's a reversal of fortunes. We live in this huge mansion in Agbara Estate. Everything is going fine. My mom is just chilled at home, not working.
Doing her.
Doing her thing. And then my dad invests in a bakery not far from the estate. And then all of a sudden, it's like a reversal of fortunes. We lose everything. And I'm not kidding. We practically move out of that house into an uncompleted building. I can never forget that building. I have a mental picture now. It had no doors, no windows, and it was farmland. And because at that point we had lost everything, we couldn't even cook. So I would scale the fence every day to the next compound, to the farmland. We would pull out cassava, because it was only cassava that was growing.
Let me feel your hands.
Yes, feel.
Because your hands doesn't seem like the hands of someone that was pulling cassava.
We will uproot this cassava and we'll eat boiled cassava for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we didn't have a stove or anything. You know, there was no light, there was no electricity in the building. It was an uncompleted building. So we were using the coal pots, had to fan this thing. And then my mom now discovered that she was pregnant. She was angry because she didn't want that child at that point in time. The child came at the wrong time.
That's my youngest.
Jumoke. That's Jumoke. Because Runke came when things were good. I lived in a house with so many cousins, all female cousins. But then there was never a moment that they never tried to ridicule me, you know, cut me down to size. My sisters were just, I think, about 12, 13. They had already labeled them prostitutes. You know, my sisters were still, not in secondary school. Because Jumoke, growing up, Jumoke was really frail, you know. I mean, there wasn't so much to, you know, go around. So you could tell that this became small malnourishment, they do. So in my own little way, I always made sure that, you know, because I felt that child came at the wrong time and I just never wanted her to feel it. So I was a lot closer to her.
Okay, you said she came when things weren't really good at home. Yeah.
So it was, I mean, long story cut short, I took up as many teaching jobs as I could as well when I finished secondary school to, you know, contribute to the home front. But living in such a negative environment, every morning, I remember mornings like environmental sanitation will come out to clean gutter. Somebody will quickly sneak in to go and look for my mother. You know, you just start hearing prostitute, poverty-stricken Indian. Look at you.
Dying.
Yes, every morning. And when you hear that every morning, surprisingly, everyone on that street knew what was going on in my house. You see all these other men, leave this woman alone. No! So I'm like, okay, so my granny, you brought us into this house now. Are you trying to... And every time I could not fight back because I was always worried about if I fight back, they will throw us out. Where will we now go? You know, they will lock the toilet. I have to do my business outside. I have to drop it in a nylon and throw it into the next building until that next building became a church and they'll throw it back. Sorry. And then there are times when you're cooking in the kitchen and then maybe you run to the room to maybe get like a spice or something. You come back, you will see phlegm in the food.
Someone is actually going to...
These are blood cousins.
These are your...
Yes, cousins who... Now, remember I called my dad's, his siblings, Taiwo, Kendi, Idu, Alaba. These are Kendi's children. They had no respect for any of us whatsoever. They just made us feel like we're not welcome in this house, but then we want you to be here so that we'll see you suffer.
Oppress you.
And oppress you, but then still make you suffer whilst you are suffering this suffer, you know. And then for every time I, you know, would wear my different stuff, when I got into Unilag, I was, you know, doing my thing. They would always tell me, they would sing it into my ears, I'm a disgrace to this family, would amount to nothing.
Well, look at you now.
Sweetheart.
Well, look at you now.
You need to hear what they say now. Oh, Denrele! It's like, what? They even got them to excommunicate me from the church. And they just said, don't come to this church again. One Sunday that I was just sitting in the church, they just announced it. I was even looking for the person they said should not come to this church. And everybody was just pointing at me. I was like, wow. So I left. The reason why I went down memory lane with this is because, you know, I've faced this all my life. And something happened to me recently, like early on in the year, my sister got a job somewhere. And the moment they found out that she was my sister, they sacked her immediately. Yeah.
I was gonna come to that because I wanted to say, you're an OG in this media entertainment. There's nobody they want to call that your name is not going to be, you know, high up there with them. However, do you think that maybe because of the way you dress and the way you choose to look, do you feel like it has made you lose out on a lot of opportunities and probably you would have been way bigger than you are now if maybe you looked or conform to what society feels like a man should look like?
I totally get you. I think that's a very deep-rooted question. And yes, I would say yes and no. Because, you know, authenticity for me is living my life on my own terms and being as original as possible in my mode of expression, you know, and following my own beliefs and doing what I want to do. But then I've been, you know, haunted so much with the whole ideology of, you're not dressing the way, you know, people should dress. Even people write it to me online. Maybe when you comb your hair, and you wear proper suits, then maybe you get jobs like they'll mention other media personalities in the industry. But for now, yes, look at you. You only get what is handed to you.
That's ridiculous.
But you know what? I really could care less because it's been a long journey to get here. So for me, I'm so not bothered about a certain template or me following me and my own personal blueprints. Yes, you can imitate me as much as you can, but you can't duplicate my essence. It's impossible.
You know how they say society shapes us, and what we see is what we do and who we become is largely shaped by what we see in the society. Now, dressing and identifying the way you dress is very rampant and popular. However, now,
yes.
that's why I'm saying. However, I don't think when you were growing up, it's not even, I don't think, because even now, people are still finding it hard to get the idea into their head. Even the Bobriskis and the James Brown are going through so much. So, starting out for you, what was it that you saw? Because I'm sure in Nigeria, no guy was wearing this, and you left Germany when you were 5.
Yes.
So, what was it that you saw? What made you decide that I want to look different, I want to be different, my personality is bigger than being regular, like the regular man, or what you guys call regular?
I think, because I always tell people too much is never enough, I'll still take it down to my early childhood where, I didn't have too many. I didn't have too much. I had 2 shirts, 3 jeans. There was a time I used to wear my school uniform to church. And one day we're ironing it, charcoal iron, it burnt the whole butt area. I say, hey! So we had to patch it. And every time I'll get to church, I was always nervous to stand up because the patch was so evident. And anytime I want to go and drop offering, you see all the other Sunday school children. Hey, wretched Indian, that's what they used to call me, the wretched Indian, see. So I had to also deal with all of that. And you're thinking about it now, because I still have that picture in my head. I used to have this silk yellow shirt. It was like the remains of my mom's sari, so she made a shirt for me. And then the pants, and then even getting out of that, it was like 2 shirts, 3 jeans. So I was just managing resources. I was pulling what I could find and whatnot. But then I was also recycling my clothes the way I knew how to. So I'll just rip one part of my jeans, cut it, zip it, pin. There was a time that I went through that era of pins. Hey! Everybody who knew me then knew. Pins, keys, padlocks, bolts, even bolts on the doors, I put them for jeans. I just felt that it was just the need to not only look different, but was stand out from the guy next door, for me. But again, I didn't have a budget for clothes. Yeah. And I felt like, because of my present family situation, clothes were the last thing on my mind. So let me do what I can, and make it happen. Yeah. So, still wrapping my head around it, around that question, I can't really tell how it just kick-started. But I just knew that I started a trend of wearing shirts with one sleeve. So I would cut off an entire sleeve. I used to call it the mono sleeve.
Really, what?
Yes. I will now cut. And then I remember doing it to my dad's church shirts. One day my dad wanted to go to church. I just put But you see, my dad never castigated me or rebuked me or scolded me for spoiling his shirt. He didn't mind. He would just put this shirt has done it again. He would just throw it somewhere. Okay. So he started with the mono sleeve, and then I was on campus in Unilag. That was year 1. Everybody was on my case. When I mean on my case, they were just out. It was like the first thing you do in life, wake up, go to Unilag campus, look for Denrele and insult him. That was like on their list of priorities. And then I didn't have a car now, and I was in education, so usually from education to the main campus. So I'll be at the bus stop. Like when they are driving and this, we'll go cut some today. And then they will slow down. If it's pure water, anything. Some people started buying eggs, so you will stone me.
People are so vile.
This is early morning that you're going to class.
People are so vile.
So all of that, I got that back to back for how many years? And then of course, my lecturers also saw me as an outcast, so I never wrote anything in the class. I would stand outside the window. And then my close friend in school, then Linda KG, she had to go for a little modeling assignment. So I used to write her tests and exams, so I'll not sit down and be carrying 2 papers. You see everybody looking at me, Sissy. outside.
Look at
yes.
you.
Then see if you say, hey, you know book sharp, but he just dey foolish. And he dey write for his friend, it's all they see them. Anyway, so with all of that transpired, and then something hit me. I hadn't met Charlie Boy until when I started to dance for his wife. And this was like in 2004. 2002, 2003, 2000, I was just hustling. I was modeling, I was acting, just little things here and there. And then I got the opportunity to dance for Charlie Boy's wife, Lady D. And then we didn't have a TV in my house, so I didn't know who Charlie Boy was. The day I went to his house, the first thing Charlie Boy told me, and I'll never forget, he said to me, I wish I started out your age. I was stunned. I said, you know me? He said, of course I do. And I wish I started out when I was as young as you. I think all of that just drove me into creating an identity different from, the regular. Creating an essence that, I knew people would frown on, and I didn't care. And now we have faceless identities. People coming on social media, they will type, they will curse you. Sweetheart, is even okay, safe. They are typing a bit, faceless identities. My own back then was no upfront confrontation. They would jack me on the road. I might be walking. You just see someone that will just pull my head. Come here. You don't get papa, you don't get my money. And even my close friends then would always say to me, in class, you know that if you were my child, I would have just killed you and disowned you and thrown you over Third Mainland Bridge.
Really?
They say that. So people say that to me. Share this one, they are typing it on the phone. You can't catch them. Me, I'll not be here. Yeah, sorry, but I'm not your child. So I got all of that back to back. It's still a wonder how my mental health is stable.
That was the next thing I was just about to ask you, really.
How? You say wonder.
Because personally, I've not even gone through quarter. So I don't know if you remember this girl that they burnt in Sokoto.
Yes.
That she blasphemed against Allah.
Yes, I remember that so well.
Because I'm Northern and I have quite a number of Northern followers. I posted about it and just gave my opinion, just like everyone else would give their opinion. And I said, if everybody is killing somebody that insults religion, nobody's gonna be walking the streets.
True that.
Really, they came for me.
They will come for you.
Really, I didn't even know I had that much Northern followers. And I get a lot of people say, oh, go to Big Brother, you have the personality. Oh, do this, you'll be on a bigger stage. And I keep saying, I don't think my mental health can take it. Because it's a lot going into the house as a regular person and then coming out and millions of people have their eyes on you and people are pitting you against each other and fans are, it's so much that I don't understand how they do it. So I need to understand how you were able to deal. What were your coping mechanisms? What did you say? How every day when you went back home with those eggshells on your face, and what made you say, I get it, I went through this today, tomorrow I'm still going to wear this my wedge and go out?
I'm human, no. I've had some crazy ass moments. I think, and I would say it, out here, for someone like me who started out in the industry in 1994, I started, yes, I know, I was not going to mention that part, but you see, from that era, I remember everything I went through to this very point in time. I've remembered how many times I've had so many doors shut in my face. Even when I started working with the music channel, I know what I went through before. I single-handedly, and I will say it, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, but I know what I went through in that place. I was made to feel like shit every day. They would always tell me, they didn't give me a show. Everybody was earning 100K, I was earning 45. They would tell me to write everybody's script. They would tell me, go and buy food, go down the road. And then when I come back, you are on probation here, we'll soon send you away. So I was always afraid, hey, if they now say, where will I go?
I swear, where will I go?
And I just thought to myself, and then even when the other VJs are traveling, we follow them to the airport and wave, bye-bye.
They'll bring you back in the
back to our
bus.
life. Staff Kimi, you'll find your way. And I'll now sit and think about my life. So I just said to myself, I'm going to make this brand synonymous with my name, even till thy kingdom come. I worked very hard. It got to a point that if I'm not in that office, if they don't see me, they can't survive. But that's away from that. I had to prove a point. For someone like me with this kind of identity and with this kind of aura and emblem and essence, people look past the good. I always have to consistently prove a point. One of the things I just felt that was a bit unfair to someone like me was always having my work, always just, they would just always undermine it, underappreciate it, undervalue it, until one day I just told myself, why am I not even giving myself stress? Is it not my hustle? Is it not my work? Could it have been better than? Yes, it could. Yeah. But you know what? I have peace of mind. And I will not trade that for anything else in the world. I go to bed at night, I sleep well. I'm not owing anybody money. Nobody, I mean, people are owing, of course. We know the way the industry is. But again, it's just always about getting up, showing out, and giving a showdown. And I always do, no matter how restricted I feel, you know, there are times when you are just like, why are we even stressing ourselves?
I want to take you back again. Well, not really far back.
Okay.
I mean, recently, sometime this year, early this year, I think you did an interview that you made reference to your late friend Goldie.
God bless her soul. Yeah.
God bless her soul.
Yes.
And really, you got so much backlash. From the comments you made.
Yes.
And I remember vividly again when she passed.
Yes.
A lot of people attributed her death to you.
Yes.
A lot of people said you were responsible for her death.
even had a hand in her death. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And for me, it means you've had to deal with trolls even outside, you know,
work. Yes.
Outside how you look, outside family, outside your identity.
Yeah.
It means it's like you always have that target on your back. It's like, tell me just a bit about your relationship with Goldie. And because I also found out that apparently you go to her grave every Valentine.
Yes, I do. And they still believe that I'm going there to go and chase clouds, or whatever that word is. Now, that interview, yes, I remember that interview really well. But here's the sidekick to that thing. That's the first time in a very long time that everyone has ever spoken good about my friend. For once now, I became the devil. Hey, they were all pitying her. Why would you say that about her husband? When Goldie, God bless her soul, when she came out of Big Brother Africa, we were the only ones, it was just 3 of us that went to the airport to pick her up. There were people at the airport, they were stoning us. Useless. Now, she came back because of the fact that they said she was crying on the show. No radio station wanted to play her music. And Goldie always spends money on her crafts. Sorry, I have to sit there because, you know, I'm very passionate about, because I know what I personally went through. I never saw a lot of people because she wasn't very family-oriented. I just knew her brother and, you know, a sister. But when she passed on, I saw the whole family. First, they came for me first. Like, they thought maybe I first had a hand in her death because they kept saying the police was going to come after me. You know, I was just fortunate to be in the same house. And as God will have it, God was on my side. Her younger brother did not know she was coming. So he came to the house and, you know, she passed on. So if he wasn't there, the one that dressed up her corpse. That's one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. Should I tell you what happened at Ayinke that day? If the mortician is still present, God bless her, so she can bear me witness to this. As they opened the coffin, you know, they brought the body out of the fridge. As they opened it, her face was like this.
She was so angry.
And then the woman said, oh yeah, talk to your friend. Talk to your friend. Oh yeah. She's angry. So I was just talking. The next thing, everywhere there was blackout. And the woman just said, calm down, calm down, calm down. And they now, you know, had to call. Turn on the generator, turn on the generating plant. Then there was a loud noise. Boom! The thing exploded. Everywhere was still dark. And I was standing there in a mortuary with bodies in. I say, hey!
Everyone behind the scenes is giving that expression of I would have run.
I know what the man told me. I said, stay there. Oh yeah, you're talking to your friend.
Stay there, that what happened,
yes, I did. I was just talking. She now went and drove her car, drove it forward, turned on her headlights. So yeah, the dressing for her. She was ordering, and I liked how she was shouting at me. You know, and I saw the wig that they brought for her. I removed the wig and threw it off. I brought a nice wig. I was dressing up for her. It was a dress she won the cover of her Ovation International, cover. So that was the dress I found. As I was dressing up, the next thing, the lights came on. But the lights did not come on where we were. It's just like the lights coming on in every part of the house, except the man said, yeah, will it, be willing it, be talking to her. I started to talk. So I took a lot of her accessories. This
mortician was really thinking that you have experience in this thing.
She just looked at me and said, you're a friend, Abby, you're a friend. So I was wearing her accessories, her gold, and I was talking, then her mouth just started to, it's crazy.
Loosen up.
But the muscles just started to relax and relax. And then, we buried her and whatnot. And then the day after burying her, I did a candlelight. And I went to my family house. That's the 5 armed robbers struck. They came to kill me. They were sent, actually. And they were just shouting, where is the gold? They just heard Goldie. Gold is synonymous with gold. My grandma was like, could see gold. They beat the Jesus out of me that day. Then they now went and called their leader. When he came and he saw that it was me, you won't believe. He said, stop! He said, they told him that it's Dari. He didn't know it was Denrele. He said, you have helped my brother before. Now upcoming artist. Now you playing song. He said, everybody, go, get out of this house now. Everybody. I was still in shock, because I was wondering, because the guy came and he said, when I said it in Yoruba, they sent us to send you to meet your friend. And in my mind, I said, nah, it's not my time. My mother's prayers, No, and then they left. So these are personal things I went through personally. I will be very honest. I have no item of Goldie. The only thing I have is a dress that, usually, because we're almost about the same size. When I go for fittings, maybe she's not around and I wear it. Just a tiny dress. They assume maybe I siphoned a lot of things. Of course, her husband all of a sudden started acting a certain way towards me. I mean, I could understand that. He was also grieving. So now, Goldie was trending for not her musical. I'm not kidding. That interview, all of a sudden, Goldie was the apple of everybody's eye.
Yeah.
Because when she came out of the show, people insulted her. Every time I'd go to her graveside, I would have to start calling people, please support. Can you play her song? We shouldn't be doing things like this. But for that point in time, goodness me, so I just thought, let people make out what they want to make out of that interview. I don't owe anybody any explanations.
And at the end of the day, it's your truth. Why do you have to,
So I just let it be. If it was really as contradictory as she should have been, her family and her husband would have come. Of course, they would have come for me. I'm glad I was there for my friend. Because she didn't have too many friends, one. And she was one person who I was happy that I put smiles on her face even before she passed on. Let me tell you why. One of the major reasons why I went this year, I got hot breakfast on Valentine's Day. Sorry. The cover to come. Hot breakfast. They gave me hot breakfast on Valentine's Day. They told me, 3 a.m. in the morning, sorry, you love me, but I can't love you back the way you love me.
I'm dying.
And I said to the person, I can still love you, but let you go. And that's how I am. I'm a lover. I deserve all the love I give to others. For as hard as my life has been, it's not hardening my heart. It's even made me more amazing. It's also a way to let people remember. It's a little less of, because I am kind of tied down. There are things I can't do because there's a lot that has not been said. And I've just seen the only way that I can. You can't come and stop me from going to that graveside. Hell to the no. It's one of the ways of also reminding people of our legacy, reminding people of this beautiful woman in question, this artist, this icon, this sparkly shine. She likes shine. Now because of herself, I like shine now.
Let's come back to you, to Denrele.
Yes, we're here.
A lot of people attribute the fact that you dress the way you dress. And now a lot of people are trying to attribute you to the LGBTQ community. I mean, now it's longer. They've added LGBTQ, something. It's now long. I don't remember all. I just remember it at the Q.
At the Q.
But yeah, because of how you look, because of the heels, because everyone just says, oh yeah, Denrele is this, Denrele is that. Talk to me a bit about that.
Well, I've been relegated side by side with a lot of things. So many.
There's no sexuality they've not given you,
They've given me all kinds. Bisexual, metrosexual, homosexual. Even the Yoruba people, homosexual no money, homosexual ni. Money. I remembered back in the day when my good friend Funke was getting married, her first marriage. It was a proper Yoruba family. And I went to I think it was 3 nights before the main wedding. So I think the groom had some of his friends around. Yeah. I guess those ones didn't know I was Yoruba. So as I passed, I went on here. And I turned, Kini! I don't understand
You have to explain this for me. I know Kini, like, what is it?
Because I see them, they are the ones. And I stunned. I said,
okay,
we are the ones that what? Who are the ones? What ones for what? So, I've been labeled all kinds. Solosexual, asexual.
Which one is solosexual, really?
Solosexual, that's the one that you do in the company.
Only you alone in your room, okay.
At the point, during that era, I knew when I was working with the music channel that the people that did not really understand all of that. Yeah. I was good at my job, but then, Nigerians, the media always find a loophole. So, and I came up with my own tagline. I'm a sexual outlaw. I'm a sexual outlaw. Now that I think about it, it's such a very good one. Because, sexual outlaw. And then I remembered doing an interview with Chude when I clocked 14. I was like, what's the point? Yes, I did get into a relationship with someone of the same gender, but it was not that it was the worst thing I should have done. No, the person was the worst of all kinds, was disrespectful, was rude, greedy, manipulative, vindictive. In short, I don't know, na devil advocate. Now they just say, I don't do it.
I don't do it again.
I'm just very lucky that growing up, I was never molested. That's one. Even in school, people were kind of just protective of me. But on the job, I have been harassed severally. I just know how to just deal with these things the best way I can. Because I've never had anyone mentor me or tell me what to do. I've gone to places with like high-flying elite, people, and then it ends the energy is a certain kind of way. I'm trying to get a job done. You are looking for something else. And then when I even say, calm down, I just feel that it's always just good to just put friend zone people, no matter who they are and whatnot. And I'll categorically state it here. I have never fucked or been fucked for money. Please pardon my French. I have never. I won't even lie about it. I've never been. People think that maybe at some point, because when these young people call me, a lot of young people, hey, please, I want you to take me to go and meet all those people all those your people. Just give me money. I'm ready. The big runs you used to do that. You're not telling us.
I'm dying.
Yeah, it's some sort of idolatry. I don't know. And I'm like, no. When I start saying, Amia, you hustle, it's not. So I'm like, okay, you know what? When you're ready to walk, let me know. So I've never. And yes, I know people in high places, but I've never been involved. I've seen things. There are places I've gone to, there are orgies going on. I will not participate. I'm sorry. I feel that my body is a temple as well. So I guard it as much as I can. What I feed it with, what comes out, who gets access to it, I am and I'm like I'm in a point in my life now where I'm just flying solo. Me, I just did my day. The breakfast I got on Valentine, it's fine.
You're still feeling it.
But I'm always friends with all the people that I've always been involved with over time, over the years. I remember with the person I was going to marry back then, she let me say I don't have money and I will not amount to anything. And that's this Yaba.
Where is she now?
She's married.
But now you have money.
She's in the industry with us, Shao.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when she looks at me now, I can see the regrets. But there's nothing I can do about it, I'm sorry. Because this one, I did this is somebody who I handpicked and, gave some meaning to this person's life. Yeah. Opened their eyes to the world of showbiz. And then on that showbiz you dust me, which is expected. I mean, it's normal. You're a beautiful girl. But then you now let me know, no. And then you now say, those days when we used to walk from your house to the junction, you stop by the road and buy dundu and akra. I can't do that with you again. Hey, I see me and my dundu and akra.
So let's find out how Nigerian you are.
Hey, I just knew something was coming. I knew something was in the mix.
Yeah.
Let me lubricate my throat.
Yes.
First up, when you use an Apple product and you're on dreadlocks and the police automatically thinks that you are a what?
When you use an Apple product, yes, they think a yahoo somebody now. Yahoo!
Correct. Someone going to London will get home before you. What state do you live in?
Someone going to London
will get home before you. What state do you live in?
Yeah, I live in Lagos State now, but I know that's not the answer.
It is traffic, Lagos.
Oh, bloody hell!
That is 6 hours.
I
Do
swear.
more than 6 hours in Lagos traffic.
Give me high five. That's a beautiful brain twister.
So now, complete this sentence. I did not kill my mother, so you will not.
No, let me use my mother. No, my mother doesn't say that. My grandma. Oh yeah, I did not kill my mother. So do not use your irresponsibility to call me. I will explain what that means. To call me, that's don't bring your irresponsible behavior to come and distort my memory or distort my peace. Well, I did not kill my mother, so please don't use your own wish to stress me out. I beg.
Really?
That comes from
But
me.
that's not the answer.
I know that's not the answer. My grandma says that line a lot.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now, complete this question.
Yes.
Is this how you will behave in your dash dash dash?
Hey.
When a mother says this to you.
This is my mother. Let me try my mother's accent. Really? Really? You stupid boy. You stupid skinny boy. So you mean when you marry and you reach 40, you would behave still stupid behavior? Stupid? Wearing stupid clothes? Carrying stupid hair? Looking stupid? I'm going with stupid girls. Oh, my mother is, no. But then I know that's not the answer. Let me see.
It's such a Nigerian parent
It's such a Nigerian, it's a beautiful Nigerian adage, idiom, proverb saying, when you reach, it's 40 sha. It's 40 they used to attack me. And I passed the 40 actually.
Okay.
Really, I'm not answering this question.
But of course, now I know I don't answer.
Really, it's husband's house.
Husband's house.
Living in your husband's house.
Okay. So, complete this sentence.
Yes.
No credit today. Come back, dash, dash, dash.
Come back never. Come back never.
Oh.
You know they will say come back tomorrow.
But for credit, we are not giving.
But now we are saying it now for our business.
No credit today.
Don't call me for job for exposure. I have exposure, thank you.
You have to
Tell
put
me
them wrong.
this line.
Yes.
To defend her unity
Yes.
and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. From where?
I can't believe that.
That they
Really,
say you
I go
finish,
look
say
me
you
like
don't
this.
know it.
Okay, Gobi, I go St. Gregory's College. Best debaters.
Oh yeah, tell us.
Excuse me. The pledge. Pledge. National
Okay, now
pledge.
this last one. Complete this question from a Nigerian auntie. So when will you
Get married.
Married.
When
When
will
will you
let's
get
even sing that
married?
song.
When will you marry? This year? Next year?
Sometimes that one is not our question. It's not our question. Yeah.
you try?
How the hell did you? Is that London and Lagos one that just bust my brain?
You know, London is 6 hours, and sometimes
Yes.
you do more than 6 hours in
In
Lagos.
traffic.
Really, thank you so much for coming on the show.
I had a blast. Are you kidding?
Oh my God, I love that you said
This
that.
was therapeutic for me because it also I feel better now.
Yeah.
You know, and then I would also go home and reflect on a lot and be like, I don't think. And let me go and look for my sisters and hug them. They don't understand why.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
I really
you,
appreciate
thank you,
you
thank
also
you.
sharing your story with me.
Thank you.
And honestly, you're a very big inspiration to me. Just because you don't let what people say get to you.
Yes.
You had it really hard from the beginning, and you still broke through all of that, and you did you, and you opened the doors for a lot of people that are doing what you're doing now and not even getting the hits you got when you started out. So I'm just also grateful for you sharing your story with me, and thank you for coming.
Woo!
And yeah.
I love you to bits, my darling.